I saved the whole sect by playing badly. Chapter 12 is all drawn by her. After distributing the elixir to several senior brothers, Yi Qiao didn't sell the remaining elixir but hoarded it for her own use. It's just that for some reason, Zhu Yu's smile froze when he heard that she still had the pill. He thought for a while, then said in a gentle voice, "It's good for junior sister to have this kind of heart. But it's really not necessary." Yi Qiao didn't know the cry in his heart, and thought that the third senior brother was so moved that she couldn't speak. She smiled and bent her eyes. "It doesn't matter, for you, I will continue to work hard to become stronger." Zhu Yu thought in his heart, "Number! Exclamation mark. You are already strong, you don't have to work harder." Not noticing that her senior brother's smile was uglier than crying, Yi Qiao hummed a song and went back to the yard, then drew a talisman with a brush. She didn't memorize more than a dozen talisman books in vain. Yi Qiao tore off the worn-out spirit-gathering talisman, and repainted it. Under the influence of the strong aura of the main peak and the spirit-gathering talisman, she had already touched the threshold of foundation establishment. She only needed to give her some more time, and the foundation building did not. So tough. Several inner sect elders of the Changming sect were having a meeting. Duan Yu pondered for a moment and said, "That girl Yi Qiao is stuck at the peak of Qi training. I was thinking how about letting them get ready and go to the secret realm together in a few days to go out and practice." A secret realm in Yunzhong City has been opened, and the other 4 sects should also send their relatives to pass it on to experience it. This is a good opportunity for training. Although they are hopeless in the Changming sect grand competition, except for Yi Qiao, the disciples of this year are all quite talented, and they still have to go to the training that should be done. Elder Zhao frowned, thinking that Yi Qiao had cooked a lump of unknown stuff, and nodded silently. "I agree. Let this bastard go away now." If he didn't leave, he was afraid that the next day, it would be reported on the forums of the cultivation world, whether the elder of Changmingzong's beating of his own disciple was a distortion of human nature or a loss of morality. Qin Fanfan said, "Since you have no objections, then let these children go." He felt that if these little bastards didn't go out to practice again, Changmingzong would have to be dismantled by them. How long did it take for him to dare to set fire to Zangshu Pavilion? Qin Fanfan had an inexplicable premonition. He always felt that after accepting this little apprentice, next year's Zongmen Grand Competition will definitely be very lively. Guan Shiyu shouted, "The suzerain is wise." Finally, the group of little bastards were driven away. If it wasn't for the fact that the ignition was not allowed, he would have liked to go out and set off 2 firecrackers to celebrate. Ellipsis. Little sister. Zhu Yu knocked on the door, wondering if it was an illusion, but he always felt that the aura in the junior sister's yard was stronger than it was a few days ago. Yi Qiao, who heard the movement, was frantically absorbing the spiritual energy in her body. She had a premonition that the foundation was about to be established. Perhaps in the past few days, when she heard the knock on the door, the girl slightly opened her eyes. "Senior brother." Zhu Yu glanced at her and said, "Clean up and go to the secret realm tomorrow, and the 3 of us will take you to practice." Yi Qiao didn't react. "What?" "Zhu Yu, there is a small secret realm under Yunzhong City to be opened. Because the secret realm is not big, it will definitely not have any great power. It is very suitable for you to practice." Zhu Yu didn't really have much interest in the small secret realm, but after all, this was the first time for the little junior sister to go out to practice, so he accompanied her. Yi Qiao slapped her head and remembered. In the novel, there is a small secret realm in Yunzhong City. There are many babies in it. The secret realm at the foot of Yunzhong City has been divided up by Asking Sword Sect and Yuqing Sect in previous years. Zhu Yu snorted softly. "However, those of Yue Kingzong's own eyes are higher than the top, so they should not look down on the small secret realm." Yi Qiao thought to herself. No. They deserve it. Because the hostess will go. The heroine will get a lot of spiritual plants there. There are even many ancient spiritual plants that are about to become extinct. Whether they can get the treasures of heaven and earth depends on their strength. However, no one of the 5 major sects has gone to this small secret realm except Yuqingzong. In the end, all those spiritual plants naturally fell into Yun Qiu's pocket. But I don't know if it was because of the butterfly effect caused by himself. Chang Mingzong actually wanted to let them go to that small secret realm to practice. Yi Qiao's eyes lit up. Let's call some other senior brothers to go together. Yun Qiu has seniors and she also has them. They are all direct disciples. Who is more noble than the other? It was such a happy decision. Early the next morning, the 4 of them simply packed up the things and prepared to go down the mountain. Ming Xuan leaned on the crane and waved to her, little junior sister, here. He even threw a suit of clothes to Yi Qiao. Yi Qiao touched the material and felt that it was cold and comfortable. She was confused. Is this the costume handed down by our Changming clan? She saw that all 3 of them were wearing red. Neatly, standing there looks like 3 beautiful turkeys. Mu Chongxi held her chin, hummed, and said, it's Millennium Ice Silk. Although our sect is a little poor, we are still very generous to the family. This kind of clothes is invulnerable to fire and water. Yi Qiao didn't wear it. She found that Chang Mingzong's personal clothes were very tight, and the personal robes were all red. It's too eye-catching to wear out. Go and change into casual clothes. She said solemnly, the less conspicuous the better. Mu Chongxi was inexplicable. Why? Don't the clothes we handed down look good? Yi Qiao shook her head. That's not true. Mainly because she wore her own clothes when cheating people, so she could tell which sect she belonged to at a glance. How could this work? She found that Chang Mingzong's personal succession seemed a bit silly and sweet. Finally, under Yi Qiao's repeated request, Ming Xuan changed into white clothes, and Zhu Yu wore blue clothes. Just like that, Yi Qiao left the green dragon on the right and the white tiger, with 205 in the middle, sat on the crane, and set off happily. 205 Mu Chongxi was extremely excited. Chong Chong. Because of the upcoming opening of the small secret realm, the number of people in Yunzhong City has increased a lot in the past few days. Loose cultivators and small sect disciples can be seen everywhere, 4 of them wearing casual clothes. Under a group of various sect costumes it looks very inconspicuous. The group of 4 enjoyed leisure and began to stroll around the market in Cloud City. Ming Xuandong looked around. I heard that a kind of talisman is popular in the market recently. What sign? Spirit gathering talisman. I heard that you can practice while lying down. Ming Xuan felt itchy. Why don't we buy it and try it? Yi Qiao was slightly stunned, and grabbed Ming Xuan who was eager to try. Don't, it's all a lie. How do you know? Buy it and try it. It's not expensive anyway. The poor man Yi Qiao was shot again. Why do you know? Because that's what she drew. She has a lot of these things. At first, she just wanted to sell them to make money, but after those monks discovered the magical effect, they got out of control. You must know that the disciples of the 5 major sects are strictly forbidden to resell the talisman pills in private. Yi Qiao was afraid that she would be imprisoned if she was recognized by others, so she could only stop selling talismans on the black market. As a result, the peddlers around found the business opportunity and started to fake one by one. The key price was more than 10 times higher than what they sold at the beginning. Yi Qiao stopped Ming Xuan from letting him be the seed of resentment. Let's find an inn to stay first, and other sects will come later. We probably have no place to stay. Ming Xuan could only take back his steps with regret. That's fine. You can buy it when you go back. When the 4 of them came to the inn, the bottom floor was full of people, who seemed to be watching something. Mu Chongxi, who liked to join in the fun, pulled Yi Qiao and rushed into the crowd. Chevron